Yeah, your Magic deck should make you happy and everybody else. That's the point. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen my decks?
Your Magic deck should make you happy and everybody else. Also, the same reason I play Mono Blue Mill.
Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 476. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. We're going to start our engines with a little bit of Aetherdrift. Now, hit a theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What's going down?
Well, my mic was going down, but I fixed it.
That's producer Gary's floppy mic. Yeah.
We hope everybody liked this week's version of the theme song. Last week did not get rave reviews, so we're going to keep trying. We got a new set to talk about, some really exciting things. Ryan's into it. I, unsurprisingly maybe, am not as excited as maybe Ryan is. But we're going to talk to you all about that in a little bit. But first, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They're your source for all your gaming needs, where you can use special promo code CCO Holiday. Save yourself 5% off all your Aetherdrift madness. Get yourself engined up, gassed up, and good to go. Also, Pile of Bones Brewing Co. They are the second coolest thing to come out of Regina, as well as the official refreshment sponsor for CCO Sidewalk Slam Season 3 in editing to be aired right here on YouTube.
We took a little sneak peek and
it looks really good.
There's producer Gary. Big thanks to producer Gary, the whole damn studio, duffernav.com. Check it out. That's where we are. Love it. We just had a whole meeting. We looked at the start of season 3 of Sidewalk Slam.
Looks so good.
It was so we player intros and Brando intros, man. Yeah. I'm super excited to show it off.
I'm pumped too. I think people are gonna like it.
For game 1, we had 2 Patreon guests from out of town, actually.
Out of country.
And Thomas.
And Thomas.
And Thomas
who
was here.
Who was waiting in the studio very patiently.
Yes.
Weird. That, you know.
It was weird.
People here at DAM, we're all characters. That's the truth. But I guess you spend too much time around us, you always come out weird.
Yeah. You're going to have to tune in to find out what we mean. And I'll tell you this. We have our next set of guests lined up already.
Do we?
We do.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna surprise you because I don't even know if one of them knows yet.
Oh.
But he was voluntold. And if you know, you know. If you're that one person out there, then you know.
Who is it?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, how am I supposed to do it if I don't know who it is?
Oh, you know.
But I don't know. You just told me. You didn't tell me.
You know him. You know him.
I probably don't even know him.
If you want to tune in, if you want to be on the show, get after us. Get after us if you're a local. If you're a Patreon supporter, that certainly helps with all of the mega amount of time I've already spent editing is for the patrons. They told us they wanted it back, and we started this season off with Patreon guests. We've got Patreon guests lined up, so we very much appreciate them. But if you can't make it out to sunny and frigid and windy Saskatoon, and you want to be on a CCO gameplay video, we got Curbside Pickup with Jenny McCarthy's brother, who puts those together for our patrons, and invitations for that are in the Discord server.
One of the many benefits of being a patron of Commander Cookout over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast.
There you go. And we have a new one, or a returning one, and I don't remember his nickname. This is Hunter McKenzie. I know something very dirty that rhymes with Hunter.
Yeah, that's one of the words that we're not supposed to say, though.
Yeah, I want to call him punter, because punting is like a magic term when you make a bad mistake, and he's in the nation, he's probably not very good at magic.
Punter, also somebody that goes to porn theaters and jerks off, but in the UK.
Oh, okay. Punter McKenzie, welcome to the show. Terrible at magic and a terrible human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Welcome. Great to have you.
Likes to do the old Pee Wee Herman. That's you play with yourself in public.
Oh.
Do you think Pee Wee Herman makes Pee Wee Herman noises during intercourse? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I would have gone my whole life not wanting to know that and not knowing what Pee Wee Herman noises were. Please never do that again.
Fine.
Yeah. So anyways,
Give
we're
you a
here.
big top adventure.
Don't Google that. I kind of want to. We're here. We're talking Aetherdrift today. Big thanks to Business Daddies. That's where I'm going to be picking up my Aetherdrift, and that's where I want to start because I don't know what the mother ass to get. I was going to get a collector box and a bundle because that's what I thought would give me the yellow foil lands.
Yep.
And some other like regular lands and a bunch of boosters and foils and vehicles to open. But you are the collecting MTG pack opening expert.
I know things.
Despite how terrible you are at opening packs.
I know where things should be. They're just not there when I happen to open them.
Oh.
It's fine. I have a understanding, very basically.
Ooh. Okay, I have up in front of me collecting Aetherdrift.
Yes,
And I had some questions for you.
Okay.
That's French for question.
it is. We are bilingual here in the nation by law because we live in Canada.
Yeah, okay. So Aetherdrift serialized cards.
Yes.
Only one.
Only one of them. There's just the Ether Spark.
And you like this, I think.
I do. I like this concept. The
Okay.
Ether Spark itself, not so much.
Okay.
But the concept of doing this is they did the same thing in Innistrad Remastered, just came out with Soren Markov or Edgar Markov.
Yep.
Right? Like there's one chase card and you can get it in regular stuff. You can get it however, or you can get it in the super duper serialized. And I think there might be a Finish Line foil serialized as well, but that might just be in my brain. But the point is, there's 500 of these serialized cards out there. There's just one, so it gives like one chase kind of thing that you can be on the lookout for, as opposed to every 13 different doctors and all different denominations of cards.
Yeah,
and it's just-
exactly.
right? F
Yeah.
all of that. I like
Yeah.
one thing. There's like the one big like showcase card of the set you can get in a super duper 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 premium edition. That's cool for people who like to collect stuff. And if you're just some Joe Blow that opens one, now you've got a super sweet piece of trade in to get the cards you actually do want.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and speaking of Joe Blow, big thanks to editor Joe Blow.
Yes.
Who put this show together that you'd see if you're watching on YouTube.
Which it should be.
Because editor Joe works very hard, and we appreciate him.
We do.
Next one up, I want you to tell me about this, but producer Gary's got an ISO on you because I figured out one of our lights is in the wrong spot.
Oh.
So producer Gary,
We did that at the same time.
oh, there we go. Okay, Gary's got
I
it.
was looking over it as you were. It's like, what's with all the fucking shadow? Look at that.
There we
First-
go.
Be like,
First place foils. Only available in 2 places.
Okay.
There's 2 places you can get first place foils, and they are in the box toppers that come with each sealed box of product that you buy. The collector, the first place bundle, set booster bundles, or play booster bundles, whatever the hell they're called, the play booster boxes, and collector booster boxes.
Okay,
Each-
so collector booster boxes, I can get yellow foils.
Correct.
Finish line foils.
Yes, and in each collector first place super duper bundle, you're going to get a land pack
Okay.
that has some of the first place foil lands in it. Each
Ooh.
box topper will contain one foil yellow bordered first place super duper foil rare or mythic from the set that is
Yep.
in the treatment, and one land.
Oh, this is like we talked about on the pre-show, the all will be wundles.
Yes.
The Phyrexia all will be one super bundles.
Yes.
That had the oil slick mythic like Solfim or like the
Atraxa or whoever,
yeah, and the oil slick basic land.
Yes.
This is the same thing.
Sort of, yes. In that one, you got the land pack. You got 2 of each. I believe in this one, you get 1 of each gold bordered one, and then 3 of each full art racing handles one.
Ah,
I
yes.
think is how that works. And then the box topper will contain 1 of the cards in yellow border foil.
Yes.
And 1 land in yellow bordered foil.
Could I get the special guest Chrome Mox in yellow foil in the box topper?
Yes.
Ooh, that's going to be an expensive card.
That's the big hit. And that's why if you want a yellow bordered card, those are going to, you will have to be very excited to get lots of those.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to need a bunch of them, like if you're going to do your land base in them
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, you're going to be looking at some excitement dollars for those.
Yeah, well, for the record, I have to put this out there because I've been getting, multiple messages per day since previews have started. Yes, cards are going in my Brea deck from this set. And yes, I'll be using the yellow or the first person driver lands as my mana base. And because it's a 4-color deck, I only run between 2 and 4 of each color of basic. So I don't actually need that many. So I only need to be a little bit excited.
Well, the thing is, if you get 2 of them in your basic land pack or whatever, you're going to get your booster pack where you get 2 more. You could probably take the 2 that you're not using and trade them off to somebody who also got the bundle. Because here in town, we do have people who invest in that stuff, and then they just trade off what they don't need.
Yep.
So you'll be able to get the lands that way, which is important. But if you want those yellow bordered things, you have to be aware that you're going to pay a premium on them. They're never going to go down, and they're not easy to find. And the only place you can get them is in your box topper, and you can get some of the lands in the first place bundle. That's the only place. You can't open them in collector boxes.
Really? I can't get them collected?
The only place they are is in the box toppers.
Oh, this is like the foil full frame widescreen One Rings, why they were like $1,500 because you could only get them in the little collector preview packs in Lord of the Rings pre-cons.
Yes.
Like that.
Exactly like that.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they're only available in and then to make it even more mind-boggling, I guess, you've got like the first-person driving lands.
Yep.
And then you have like the Vista ones. There's the one with like the Frog God on Amonkhet and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Those ones also, in the yellow border, only appear in the box toppers. And they appear like, I think it's like 1 in 5.
Wow.
You'll get one of those like specialty ones. So if you're looking to do all Frog God islands for a deck, good luck.
Are you looking to do that?
No.
Oh.
No, not anymore.
I bet your friend Kyron is.
I bet he is too.
Yeah, he's a frog weeb.
I want one.
Which is something I never thought I'd say now that I said it.
I would like one of them just because I think it's really cool.
Yes.
And I would like one of the mountains as well so I can put it in Norin because like they're so ugly in my opinion.
Yeah, the yellow border when you just see the flat is not very appealing. But looking at the actual video of them kind of, I don't know if Editor Joe's got that video or not. You can find it online on like Watsy's Twitter and stuff or whatever. Okay, so those are the yellow foils.
Yep.
Then we've got the regular, not crackle foil, fracture foil.
I like crackle foil better.
Yeah, either or. It looks like a crumpled up piece of tinfoil.
Yes, with a card on top.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like somebody smushed them all up and then flattened them back out and gave it to you.
Now,
Those are
these ones are finish line bundle in probably the box topper position.
Nope. These ones are available in collector boosters only. So if you want your anime arts with the crackle foil, those are only available in your collector boosters.
Oh, and there's 2 collector boosters in the finish line bundle.
Correct.
So you can buy a finish line bundle and get a crackle foil.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're looking for these, if you're the crackle foils, I can't speak too much to, although I've seen several of them opened. I got one, Ben got one.
You opened one in your latest Brando's box opening from Calgary from your Foundations pack.
Yes, so you could, and these come in English and Japanese.
Look at there's the sign for it. Watch it on YouTube because it was actually a funny one. And Brando didn't.
Yeah, or else.
Brando didn't actually get pounded that bad.
Yeah, I did okay actually. I did not too bad. So if you're looking for these ones, only available in collector packs, which is unfortunate if you're big into the anime vibe.
Yeah.
But you don't want to spend $30 for a booster pack. Alas, these are the things that are exclusive to the collector pack in this set. If you want anything else, you can get them in the regular boosters, which is another thing that I'm really high on for this set. Is if you're collecting, if you're trying to get a certain thing, you can get all of them in essentially every booster pack, with the exception of these anime arts, which is cool. I like that they did that.
Yes, yeah, you could. Yeah, they're starting to say, oh man, not everybody who pays $30+ for a booster pack can do that, right?
Yeah.
Or not everybody who wants an anime can pay $30 for a booster pack. Yeah. Okay, I get you. And in the article, Loot the Pathfinder is the card example they're using. That was who the hint was from yesterday's pre-show.
Yes. Oh my God. I think that card's going to be...
You think that card's good?
I think it's going to get cracked open pretty quick. We already have a deck suggestion, actually.
It's got exhaust, though, so you got to bounce it because you can only use an exhaust ability one time.
Man, if only blue and green had ways to reset creatures, hey? Difficult.
Well, I guess the internet's going to have to go ham on it to figure out how to use it.
Yeah, how to abuse something that takes 1 mana, turns into 3 mana, and then 1 mana turns into 3 cards. Man, if only they could give it haste in red. Man, this is such a bad card. Dude, if they could untap it with like artifacts that cost oh man,
Yep.
I don't know.
That's it.
Pretty bad card.
Next up, we've got the special guests returning, and these come in traditional foil and the finish line yellow foil, right?
Yes, finish line yellow foil. Again, we've talked about only available in the box topper. So if you want that yellow bordered chrome mox, I wish you luck. I wish you luck and hope you get one.
Yeah, that's going to be a mega pull if somebody hits that.
Yes, and these are available in, I believe they're only in foil in the collector boosters. So if you get one, it will be a foil special guest card. Only in non-foil in play boosters. So
baby.
yes, there's some exclusivity there, but
Yellow foil chrome mox. First place foil. That's what they're called. Not finish line foil. First place foil only available in box topper. Now, what happens? What does Uncle Brando do? I like this game, and I think people find it interesting because I always have this conversation with people.
okay.
What do you do if you open that card? Now, keep in mind, it's got a yellow foil border, so it doesn't look like a Magic card,
Yep.
but it's worth lots of excitement in terms of trade it back in, get more product, or pay your mortgage if you sell it. Like there's a bunch of options that you can. Like, are you going to play with it? Are you going to turn it into credit, or are you going to sell it? What are you going to do?
If I opened this particular one straight into Norin.
Store it straight into Norm?
Straight into Norin because it doesn't look like a Magic card. So it goes directly into Norin. If I was to open the Edgar Markov, kind of same sort of gimmick, directly back to the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the magical equivalent of, what is it? Love, fuck, kill?
Marry, fuck, kill.
Oh, yeah, Mary. Yeah, that's what it is. What are you doing? And which one's which? I don't know. But killing it is just selling it for cash. I think,
killing
right?
it is selling it for cash. Fucking it is trading it back in so you can get more excitement. 'Cause that's
Yes.
like a short-term gain for long-term pain.
Yeah.
And marriage is you keep it around.
Put it in
because you
Norin
like
and play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that game.
That
I
is
like
a
that
good
we
game.
just made that up.
Yeah.
That I just kind of connected the two together.
We did it.
And I talk about that all the time with people when they open up, like, oh, man, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to keep
And
it. I'm
you
going
know-
to put it in a binder.
You know what's
forever.
funny is when we go to, yeah, exactly. I'm going to put it into a binder and never look at it again.
Yep.
Whenever we go to events, Magic Cons or face-to-face tour stops or whatever, and a kid cracks a pack, what are you going to do with it? Man, I'm going to put it into a deck. And I talk to somebody like you or F.U. Aiden or Alex or whatever that like buy product to open, just, hey, open these packs and see if we get anything good.
Yeah.
And then they just take straight back to the vendor. Hey, open these packs again, right? Like the different age demographics do different things with their expensive cardboard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the just keep opening it until you have nothing. That's my favorite. That's what I like.
Yeah. Good old going to the casino slot machines.
That's
eh?
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like loot boxes, but different.
Yeah. Listen to my casino running race story from the pre-show yesterday. Okay. Anything else we need to know about collecting?
Those are essentially all of the big hits and where to find everything. The distribution of everything is all broken down. There's a
Whatever.
website article for it. If you want the borderless cards, those are also only available, or not borderless, extended art cards.
The widescreen cards.
I feel like most of those are kind of just like, fuck, whatever.
Yeah.
Those are collector edition exclusives, including the commander cards, which are available in non-foil with stretched out borders. They're
like regular.
Yeah, like
right?
those
There's-
are all. It's all
there's-
the same there.
There's 2 slots in a collector pack that are from the pre-cons.
Just one.
Okay, sure, one pre-con card, non-foil widescreen art.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's kind of
Okay.
that. I feel like most people have sort of moved beyond those as like being a big deal,
Yes.
and so now we're done with it. So collecting the set, I think, is actually quite straightforward. Unlike past sets where it's like, well, what if I want the fractured foil showcase art of this rare? Well, to get that, you have to order from Puerto Rico this one box, right?
Yeah.
You have to make sure that the packs are nice and loose because they had to be printed in wherever. Right? That's not here this time. It's if you want anything but a fucking anime card, you just buy a box and you have a chance to get it.
Yeah.
And that's
I like
important.
that. Or that Chrome Mox.
You're the Chrome Mox. Yeah. Well, the Chrome Mox is also available in any box because you could open it in the box topper that you get.
You could get a traditional foil, regular ass special guest in anything.
Yeah.
But to get the foil yellow one, you got to get it in the box.
Got to get the box topper.
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, collecting it, great, grand. I want to get a finish line bundle. I want the oversized spin down or the life counter, whatever it is.
Yep.
I want the yellow foil lands. I like the first person perspective lands. We haven't had first person perspective lands yet.
Yeah, those are cool. I like those.
when you view art, it's from the first person perspective.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
These would be like third person perspective lands.
Now,
because-
third person, you have to see the thing that you are. You
But
have
I
to
see that they're
yourself.
hands and I see that they're driving. And I'm looking at the art, right? So it's like semantics.
Whose hands are those? Are they our hands or are they the driver's hands? Oh. It's a matter of perspective, you see.
Oh, man.
Mindset, if you will.
Well, I want those.
Good.
I want those, and I want them in yellow foil. And I don't care if nobody likes them because I like them. And that's what I care about because Magic's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Magic deck should make you happy and fuck everybody else. That's the point. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen my decks?
Your Magic deck should make you happy and fuck everybody else. Also, the same reason I play Mono Blue Mill. I cover both ends of the spectrum, guys.
Oh, man.
I got this. Am I
well
magicking right?
Yes.
Yes and no.
Now all you have to do is get only first place foil Frog God Islands for your mono blue deck.
Is there any serialized basics? I don't know if there is.
I don't think there is yet.
Serialized basics. I play Trolley Mismatch, not even all of them foil. Actually, no, they are all foil.
They're all foil.
They're all foil.
Can you imagine if they did that? Like there's only 500 of this mountain.
And you did your whole mono blue mana base with just serialized mans? Is that the most expensive mana base you could build? Probably.
I bet it would
What's
be.
a Guru Island cost? I know not everybody likes those because of the artist, but those are probably
They're
the most
valuable.
expensive basic.
Yeah, if the art was cool and it was by like a Ron Spencer or whatever,
yeah.
man, that would be an expensive damn basic.
Like
and then
a
it was
classic
serialized.
artist from back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, they break some Christopher Rush art out of the frickin' vault that's never been used before. They put it on a serialized basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be
Only 500, and you have to get them all like
sequential
numbers.
Oh, from 1 to 27. That's how many basics you run or
Yeah,
something?
there'd be like 3 guys on Earth that would have those land bases.
Yeah. And all of they'd be all like CEOs of banks and
Yeah,
card
exactly.
frickin' manufacturing.
People like, hey, Post Malone, and you got this? And you'd be like, nah, man, I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
I like that. Okay. What we
Anyway,
can afford
Let's check
is
out some of
to
these new mechanics.
new mechanics. Mechanics.
Mechanics.
That's a race car term.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just shut up. Listen. Just stop.
Frickin' start your engines and speed. Are we gonna get a Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves frickin' speed secret lair universe?
Oh my god. We can't go under 80 miles an hour. Motherfucker, this bus can't go 80 miles an hour.
There's the bomb on the boss.
Oh frick! And it's like the cards are like boom pile.
Yeah.
Frickin'. Oh man, crashing drawbridge where they got to jump the bus over that freeway.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh fuck! I seen movies before.
Just that one though.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and Titanic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so start your engines. It's one of those abilities that has the exclamation mark. Premiered in your engines. Okay,
You get out of here. You.
if you have, this is ridiculous. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life.
Sure.
Sure. Max speed, 4. So we're going like 25% top speed already when we hit 1.
Does it increase if you start your engines again? Like, can I just bounce a creature with start your engines 4 times to get to max speed immediately?
Okay. Just freaking mega. Yeah. The first time in a game you control a permanent with start your engines, your speed becomes 1. So you just, first time your speed becomes 1. This happens immediately, so no one can respond and try to remove the permanent before you pick up speed. Yeah, before you freaking snowball going down a hill.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Once your speed is 1 or greater, you can trigger an ability to increase your speed. The ability is whenever 1 or more opponents lose life during your turn, if your speed is less than 4, increase your speed by 1. This ability triggers only once each turn. This ability isn't tied to any permanent for the rest of the game. It can be triggered as long as your speed is less than 4, no matter what permanents you control.
So it's like less annoying day and night.
Yes.
You have to keep track of it for the rest of the game once you've introduced it, but there is a point where it just gets to 4 and then you can fucking ignore it.
Forget about it. Yeah. And
Yes.
you have these this counter, start your engines, that describes it, and then on the back of the counter, max speed. That's how I'm going to say it. You're going to hear me across the LGS. You're going to hear me in Las Vegas playing my frickin' Brea vehicles deck, and I'm going to be down at the other end of the CCO frickin' zone, and it's going to be, oh, I just hit max speed.
I've gone to plaid.
Yes.
What?
And all the CCO Nation people are going to be like, oh, sounds like Ryan's playing his Brea deck.
Yeah, I guess
and I'm
he's-
just like, yeah. Bitches.
And then they'll be like, what does that do? And you're like, well, that creature that set this up died 3 turns ago, so it doesn't actually do anything.
Yes. But the point is, I'll be doing it quickly.
Yeah,
I'll be doing nothing fast.
Yes.
So that's speed.
Literally going nowhere fast.
Yep.
And that is why I'm not a huge fan of that ability on its face, because it's one of those ones you got to keep track of.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. There is a point where it's just not fucking doing anything,
Correct.
but you have to keep track of it.
Yes.
And it's less egregious than day and night because it goes up 3 times and then it stops and you never have to think about it again.
And the other thing about it too is to actually take advantage, because it might, like, it's going to take 4 turns.
Yep.
Right?
And it's so slow before it does anything. Max speed is so slow.
Yes. The thing about it is, it's the kind of thing where it's like, oh man, 3 turns ago this would have mattered when I
Yeah.
had my vehicle or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I need to have a density of things that care about max speed, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
next one, exhaust.
Another racing thing.
Activate each exhaust ability only once.
It's kind of like, what is it, monstrous, where you can do
Yes.
it once a time.
If the thing was not monstrous, it becomes monstrous. It's also sort of like dialed back exert, but they can make the ability more powerful, because instead of doing it once every second turn when you exert something, it doesn't untap.
Yeah.
Like becomes extra tired because it exerted
It exerted itself.
This one fully exhausts itself, and
Yeah.
it can only be used once. And that's the Loot the Pathfinder has 3 different exhaust abilities that are all quite powerful abilities.
One of them is Ancestral Recall.
I heard that card's good.
It's Ancestral Recall.
I play Ancestral Recall in my mill deck in the form of mill you for 20, draw 3 instant speed. Visions of Beyond? Visions from Beyond?
Yeah, I think
Visions,
so, yeah.
draw 3
Does
instant
that cost
speed.
1 blue, though?
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay, excellent. We've got it.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
it.
So exhaust is what it is. I think you're going to want to play cards for exhaust just because the exhaust ability is good and the card already fits in your deck. Like there's an exhaust, like if there's an exhaust, take an extra combat like Cruel Celebrant or
Sure.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or exhaust, add 5 mana, 1 of each color.
Yeah.
Right? Like those abilities are good, and if the card fits in your deck already, like it's a goblin or an elf or a vehicle.
I feel like these aren't going to be cards. There's not going to be an exhaust deck, probably.
Yeah. There will be loot decks where you focus on bouncing or
Yeah.
blinking him and giving him haste so you can do things over and over. Like, I don't know, infinite mana with his first, like,
Yeah.
green exhaust ability.
And then draw your whole deck with the other. Yeah.
Yes.
And then kill everybody with the kill everybody. Like it's.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not a kill everybody ability. It's a, oh, yeah, I can do it infinite times.
Yeah.
Yeah. That card's going to, I think it's going to slap now that we talked about it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That card's
Yeah.
very good.
Okay. That's exhaust. Big deal.
Vehicles make a return, obviously.
I hadn't noticed.
You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I know you're pumped. And I'm glad that
Yeah.
you're pumped. I'm a little disappointed so far because as we're recording this, we don't have the full spoiler yet. Not a single card for Bellow. I thought sure there was going to be at least one vehicle that would go into Bellow, and not a single one yet.
There's certainly good vehicles, but they're not in Bellow colors.
Yeah, they're not
that
in red
new,
and green.
That new 7/7 white one or whatever. It's
Hell
kind,
yeah.
Kind of like Parhelion 2.
Yep.
But
Not
it's kind of like Decree of Justice or whatever it is.
Yep. Not for Bellow though. Don't
Captain
like that.
Bellow, though. I'm excited to see vehicles come back that have non-crew abilities, because those ones, at least in my Brea deck and my experience with vehicles in Commander, the ones that I can pay mana to make into vehicles, or when some condition is met to auto crew it,
Yeah.
very powerful, because I can potentially crew them if there's like a Wrath of God effect. And I can still crash in for like 15 because all my vehicles are 5/5s and they get auto crewed. That's really freaking good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite good.
So vehicles make a comeback. And for anybody who's new to the nation or Magic, they have an ability called crew and a number. And what that number is the number of power of creature you need to tap to make it into a vehicle. So like Midnight Mangler is a 3/3 for 2. So vehicles usually, because there's an extra step, they have more power than mana cost.
Yep.
It's got crew 2. So tap any number of creatures you control with total power 2 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. And what's great is you can do that at instant speed.
Yep.
You can do it at not your turn.
Yep.
And you can tap like an 8/8 to crew 2, or you can tap 8 1/1s to crew 2. Now all your creatures are tapped, right? And sometimes that's beneficial to have tapped creatures. Sometimes like you draw or do some ability for the number of creatures that jumped into a vehicle.
Yep.
So there's reasons to crew with more than just minimum creatures.
Of note, mounts also have made a comeback in this set
Yes.
for whatever fucking reason. I don't know.
I heard Mark Rosewater talking about it. Man, I want to do a Mark Rosewater cosplay.
Man, I want to do a Mark Rosewater arm wrestling match.
I want to do Mark Rosewater cosplay and wear like the white New Balance running shoes and the plaid jacket and curl my hair and talk like he talks. I think that'd be a funny cosplay. Anyways, he was talking that actually mounts and vehicles were for this set. And then they were like, oh man, we actually need like cowboys and horses in our Western set. And they used something they already had for this set backwards in time and said, hey, fit mounts in. We figured out this technology for horses. And then they put it in like a product that came out first.
Oh.
So yeah, it was like a cool design story that's like, oh.
Where do they ride horses in any of the planes that we went to?
In Thunder Junction.
Yeah, but like in the ones that were here in this set, because there's 3 of them, recall.
Some of the people race on mounted animals instead of vehicles.
I feel like the vehicles would be faster.
Yes. I feel like that too, but
Dragster faster than Turtle.
it is Magic the Gathering cards, though.
That's
So
true.
We do have to use some imagination.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
What else did we get?
Cycling.
Ooh, powerful magic. Cycling's back. Cool for people who care about cycling.
There's a cycling deck that existed for a while from back in, what's it called? Ikoria?
yes.
Remember there was
Yeah.
actually a...
There was a cycling pre-con.
Esper, was it? Like blue...
No, it was Jeskai, blue, white, red.
There
so
we
they
go.
could fit in like Astral Slide and the new Astral Slide from Ikoria and the Cycle Take 2 Damage. That was actually a standard deck back in 2001 or 2003 when Onslaught came out and Astral Slide was originally printed.
And then back in 2020 was also another standard deck.
Oh yeah, and
Ikoria days.
they reprinted Fluctuator for the first time in Ikoria Precon, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the cycling deck." Yeah,
And then it was one of those, like, I'll call it a flash in the pan, because we had it show up a bunch at the LGS, and then people got sick of it, and now it's gone.
yeah, it's fine. But cards with cycling always cool, man. And this Valor's flagship 7-drop, 7/7 flying, first strike, lifelink vehicle. Crew 3 for my 7-drop. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And when you cycle it, you create X 1/1 colorless pilots that crew with power as if their power was 2 greater. So you could, I don't know, if you're playing this in your standard deck,
Which you're not.
you could cycle one and get a guy that could crew your next one if you had 2 of them in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty good.
Or I could just play Brea, then play this and frickin' crew.
Crew it with Brea.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Cycling. Are those?
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
That's it.
I feel like there's a lot of complexity in the set because every card's got 900 words. I would be happy if it just said crew on each of the vehicles, but there's a whole bunch of other like abilities and stuff, which sure, fine, whatever.
You know what's something I'm both excited about and a little bit like, come on, Watsy.
What is
and
it?
again, We haven't seen the full spoiler yet. So
Yeah.
as we're speaking or as you're listening to this might have changed. But at this moment exactly, there is a card that very clearly points to the existence of Avi, the Storm Ooze,
Yes.
who I frickin' love, and I really like the Storm Ooze, but there isn't a new Avi yet. And it's the thing that makes all your creatures into 6/6 oozes. Man, I like that card. I don't know where I'm going to play it, but I'm going to get one, and I'm going to find somewhere to play it. It's going to be good.
Very good.
Yes, yes.
I want to do an initial impression at some of the stuff that we've seen.
'Kay.
Because we're going to talk about like the lands maybe a little bit again and the showcase arts maybe a little bit again. But I just want to put this out there that I definitely called the Rat Fink style showcase treatment.
Yes, you did.
And we got it. They got those bug eyes with their tongues hanging out
Because they're going so fast.
on solid color background. Like maybe Editor Joe can pull up, just Google Rat Fink and then put a showcase art right beside each other, and you'll see the style is exactly right. And I love that. That's like classic. I think it started in the 70s with like the muscle car modification boom. I know that it started in the 60s. I know that. But that art style carried over into the 80s and is a very iconic part of hot rod and gasser culture.
Yep.
And I love to see it on Magic cards. Like, it's one thing that I like and spend time doing with my family. Poured it over onto Magic cards.
I believe they call them.
that.
I think they call them graffiti style, which is, I don't think that's the right word.
No,
but that's what they're calling
I
it.
think graffiti style is a different style, isn't it?
No, it's the one.
Because isn't this the graffiti style?
Is that the same thing,
No.
or is this not just that, but this comes
Oh,
from
man.
the super duper thing? Because again, if it's got a yellow border, it comes from that fucking finish line foil.
I have no idea.
Yeah, man.
I have no idea now. Because, like, I'm looking at Explosive Getaway. I see the anime style one. I see the yellow border one. I see the regular one in widescreen. That's the same art as the yellow border one. And then I see the regular one. But for others, I see like a kind of a high color looking graffiti-esque one, I thought, and just a regular style one. And for others, I see the Rat Fink style one, and that's it.
It's weird.
So I don't know. Maybe because we don't know the whole set yet, it hasn't all been previewed. But
And so it's not in like the order of like how everything
Yeah.
is. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if it's covered in yellow, you're gonna find it in those first place foil slots. Those are the cards that you're gonna get.
yes,
It would not surprise me to see a bunch of special arts present in there, because again, that's the premium stuff. That's where you want
Yeah.
your
you know what's crazy too is like, okay, yeah, look at see there again. This one is different. Oh man, see, I don't know. I like how those Rat Fink style ones have solid color backgrounds, and then in the preview articles or in Scryfall, the yellow foil one's right beside it, and they look exactly the same, except I have to imagine one being foil and one being not.
yeah.
This set is going to be impossible to collect, as per all sets.
As per all sets now. Yes. Have you seen any commanders that you're interested in building?
No, because I have Brea. I haven't seen any. Like I'm approaching the set as the lands, the showcases that I like, and the vehicles that are going to go into Brea. And I'm not thinking about other vehicle commanders yet. And I'm not thinking about anybody who isn't a vehicle commander, because that's what I'm most interested in right now. Have you? Are you thinking anything?
Nope.
Oh,
There's the frog god that I like.
yes.
I think it's a cool picture, and I want one.
I think you like her thighs.
Yeah, thick thighs, man. Thick thighs for smart guys. That's what I like to say.
I guess so.
But I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't know. There's a couple of cards that I'm pumped up. I really like the new Chandra, the Akira Chandra, if you will.
Yes.
Chandkira, I'm gonna call her.
Oh.
I think that's a neat card. Makes vehicle tokens, like we said.
Yep,
was
it
gonna
does.
happen, which
Yep.
is pretty cool.
Yep.
And the new no, that's not. I thought it was actually on the screen right now. There's a red Phyrexian arena.
Oh yeah,
Then-
red. Exile the top card of your library. You can play it until your next turn.
Yeah, which
that card is good.
I think that's a cool card. I'm excited to get my hands on some of those. Like there are cards in here that I'm pumped for, but the overall aesthetic isn't for me. And I love wacky races type things, especially when they're going through, there's a desert place and there's a jungle place and there's like a high fantasy kind of tech noir awesome place. But I don't think it's coming through in the art that I've seen so far. And the mechanics aren't really pumping my nads, getting my engine revved up, if you will. And so I'm kind of, I feel like we've kind of switched places in a way where I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I'm okay with this. I'm glad that other people are excited about it.
Yes.
Whereas you're like, this is so awesome. I can't wait to open boxes. Right?
Yeah. What was the last set that you were like that about? Well, it's going to be Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy.
It's going to be Final Fantasy for sure.
Yeah.
You were a big fan of Foundations, though.
I was,
just
yes.
because that set was good, not because it was like your thing, right?
Yeah, it wasn't my thing. Although I do love me a good core set, but you're right, it wasn't like
I do love me a good core set. Core set Magic, core set Jumpstart, always fun. Usually, we're Magic nerds. Usually once a year we'll get something that we're really into. I guess, you know what, in your year in review, you said there wasn't a whole bunch that you liked about 24. So
yeah, there wasn't
maybe
a ton of stuff.
25's your year, baby.
I think we're going to get more. Final Fantasy coming up, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to the space one, too.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited for going into space.
I want to talk about one card that I've seen, two cards that I've seen people talking about.
Tell me.
One complaining and one trying to break.
Okay.
And
okay.
I want to squash the complaints about full throttle.
Oh, I want to complain too. So let's complain together.
Well, the complaint is, there's just 2 combat phases extra now. Now next is going to be 3 combat phases extra. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Fiery Emancipation and Furnace of Wrath and City on Fire? And like these are all just damage doublers. A combat doubler is just like a damage doubler, right?
What about a Coom that you play a land and you get an extra combat phase?
Sure.
That's a card. That's a card that costs the same as this one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Except it's like a 6/6 with trample that also attacks. And you can play 2 lands a turn.
Everything
get
is
4
fine.
or 5 for combat phases.
Everything is fine, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The other card.
That's a sorcery. And here's why we don't like it. It has Loot's stupid face on it.
Yes.
That's why people don't like it.
Yes. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, and this will be the last thing you can think to Business Daddies after this, and tell people to pick this card up at the Business Daddies, is you've heard of Hangerback Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Walkie B.
Yeah.
This is Walkie M.
Yeah.
Which doesn't come off the tongue quite as nice.
No.
But this is a 0/0 construct for XX, just like Walkie B.
This is Hangerback Walker is what it is.
No, this is Market Back Walker.
I know, but Hangerback and Market Back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of Walking Ballista.
Yes.
That's I was thinking of Hangy Sack Walker.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Now
yes.
we got it.
This is Market Back Walker. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it.
Sick.
And you can pay 4 to put a +1 counter on it.
Uh-huh.
I think that's like Hangerback Walker, or is that like Walking Ballista?
That's Hangerback Walker.
Sure.
This
okay.
this is Hangerback Walker, but it draws you cards instead of makes you guys.
When it dies, you draw cards for each +1 on it instead of making dudes. And oh man, I don't care about the dudes in Animar, but if I can draw my whole deck with 1 card instead of needing 3 or 4 cards to do it in Animar, that could potentially free up like 3 or 4 slots in my CEDH deck, which is freaking huge, right? Like the banning of Dockside took a few other cards out that cared about Dockside,
right,
and freed up like 3 spots. Huge.
Ooh.
Deck looks totally different now, or plays totally different. Market Back Walker could be another thing. I just have to solve for it dying. Because it ain't going to die if Animar's got like 50 counters on it and I draw 25. Like it's not going to die. It's going to be too big. So I'm going to have to sacrifice it.
It's going to be too big to die. It'll just have to kill my opponents.
Yeah, but it won't though, because they'll just chump block or make a token or bounce it. And I need it to die. So it's an interesting card, and I see lots of people talking about it.
Just abrade it.
And I could abrade it, I guess. Or does that exile?
No. Just abrade it.
That destroys?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just abrade it. Like
cool. So I'm excited. We're going to look at cards next week. We're going to have the full the full
rundown. We'll
Yep.
talk about some of the legendary Creech. We'll talk about some of
Oh,
some more of the
yeah.
cards that we're pumped
Legendary
about.
Creech next year.
Only 2 commander decks with this one. Did you know
Yeah.
that? I'm into that. I've noticed also, and I've noticed other people noticing that most places are selling them as a group. You can't just buy one deck because everybody wants the zombie one and nobody gives a shit about the energy one. And since
Energy's making a comeback in the precons, right?
and since they're bringing back the MSRP, stores I think are going to have a harder time selling the deck that everybody wants for
For
twice
more.
as much as the
Yeah.
one nobody wants. So what they're doing instead of that is they're just bundling them together so you can only order both. So
Yes.
that they're not stuck with the one shitty one.
Yes.
So
And
that's
here's
the thing.
here's the thing that I would say to that. If
Fine.
you're gonna do that, that's a great way to support a local game store. If you want to order them, FusionGamingOnline.com.
There it is.
CCO Holiday is going to save you money because you usually save $5 or $10 when you bundle the precons all together. This is probably no different because they want to get rid of that shitty one.
Yep.
Whichever one it is, I don't know. We'll probably look at it next
The
week.
energy one is the one.
Yeah.
It's not shitty. It just doesn't have as many like really good cards in it as the zombie one does.
Not as much excitement.
It turns out that when you do a set that's full of zombie stuff for a very popular type of deck, it turns out that people want those
the
cards.
ones, yeah.
And the easiest way to get them is to buy the list of cards that have all of them in it.
Yes.
As opposed to cracking packs for them, you see.
Yes. Well, whether it be precons or cracking packs or singles,
Yes.
I mostly buy singles, but I am going to buy sealed for this deck
That's exciting.
or this set. I think, and here's the thing, I think I'm going to donate my box to Brando's box opening, so I can watch Brando get pounded for me, which is kind of weird. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to Google that.
No, we
But
shan't.
I am going to pick all that stuff up from Fusion. CCO Holiday still in effect. I'm going to get a discount. I'm going to use store credit and get a discount because I just traded in a massive stuff. And they verified my order. It was quick. It was easy. And boom, got some credit. So
For the record, already have a really cool idea for what I can do for the box opening.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So tune into that onto YouTube along with all our other stuff. Be on the lookout for our new sleeve designs coming up.
Sleeve
eh?
sale coming up.
Yeah,
People have been
baby.
asking us for it. We have sleeves that are good. I have them on my favorite deck and they rule. So you will also like them because I like them and I don't like anything. Not even Ryan.
Math checks out, especially that.
Yeah.
Okay, final thought of the day. Let's get out of here.
Final thought of the day.
We've got some Pile of Bones beer to drink.
Yes, Pile of Bones beer to drink as we talk about how we're going to do some like stuff in the near future, including sleeves and all those things. Next week, please join us as we talk about some legendary creatures and some interesting ass cards on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit a theme song!